the college football cheat sheet on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Hey, the college football cheat sheet's brought to you by R.S. Andrews. Keep cool. Get an R.S. Andrews Precision AC tune-up. Another way to make you smile at rsandrews.com. Real or fake SEC edition. No, we're not analyzing, the female form. That's not what we're doing here. We'll do that roughly an hour from now when we get some research material in the Book of Mark. Preacher Man, shout out to him, man. Dealing car accident. He's okay, but his car ripped to shreds.
Have we got any updates?
I think you might still be on the highway.
Yeah, I was going to
now.
say, is Paul still on the highway? Preacher Man, if you're listening, shoot us a text. Are you still on the side of the road, or have you actually been moved as of yet?
He's posting pictures on his social media, so at least he's safe enough.
So he's Wendy.
Yeah, there's no selfies.
Selfies
my
with
busted up grill.
Yeah, with a mangled car behind him. I took a couple selfies like that with the old Pathfinder that I totaled, just for nostalgic purposes.
He gave the car doggy ears, so I don't quite know if the filter was necessary.
Yeah, I don't know why the car is now turned into Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, although the front of his car needs a new nose.
You're not going to agree with this.
What's
You're
that?
not going to agree with this.
Okay.
Texas A&M will be number 2 in the SEC West next year, real or fake?
Here's what's crazy. My question says Texas A&M is the real threat to Bama moving forward.
Okay, we're on the same page.
I say real. I'm not buying LSU, and I'll get to an LSU question here in a minute. LSU is who they are. Solid football team. They haven't beat Alabama since, I believe, 2011, and the games aren't really competitive right now. This year was not close. And I get it. A&M wasn't really close. They were close for about a half, and then it got sideways. I think Jimbo Fisher is the right type of guy to make that program. They're going to get 5 stars. They're going to load up in Texas. He's going to have a running game, which a lot of teams don't have. And when you play Alabama, you have to be able to run the football and throw it as well. I think next year with Kellen Mond, Texas A&M has a chance to win that football game.
Against Alabama? Mm-hmm. Interesting. I would go fake on that, but I would go real on Texas A&M will be number 2 in the SEC West next year. I did a little looking at LSU and at Texas A&M and what they might have coming back. Joe Burrow is a graduate transfer, but he had 2 years of eligibility, so he will be LSU's quarterback next year. Now, he's like Danny Etling all over again, maybe a little better, right? But he's all right. So LSU, I'm not real excited. Ooh, Joe Burrow's coming back for one more year. Devin White will go to the NFL. This is his 3rd year, so he will probably pop into the top 10 in the draft or wherever he goes. Greedy Williams will be back. He's played 2 years. He'll come back for a 3rd, and then he'll be a first-round pick. And then on the Texas A&M side, Mond will be back. All 4 of their wide receivers will be back. Courtney Davis, Kendrick Rogers, Jamon Austin, and Cam Buckley. All 4 of them will be back. Travion Williams, the star running back for Texas A&M, this is his 3rd year. He may go to the NFL draft, or he may decide to come back to Texas A&M for his senior year. But that offense is going to be loaded. Now, and by the way, Jay Sternberger, one of the best tight ends in football, he may or may not come back. He was 2 years at Kansas, year off, first year at Texas A&M. He probably opened some eyes with his NFL draft prospect ability, but he may come back for another year too.
Real or fake? Florida is a quarterback away from being the Kings in the SEC East. Florida is a quarterback away.
Fake. I can't. If they get a quarterback, to me, it's a stare down or at least game on with Georgia. But I can't say just if they got a hotshot QB that they would automatically vault over Georgia. I say fake.
Yeah, I say fake as well. I think they were a little bit paper tiger this year. Won some games, got on a nice little roll, beating Colorado State, Tennessee, Mississippi State. Big win against LSU. But then they came back down to earth against Georgia and Missouri, and they're a stirring comeback away from having lost 3 in a row against South Carolina. So, yeah, I'm going to say fake. They're a couple of years away from getting into the Kirby and Georgia discussion.
We're doing real or fake SEC edition. Drew Lock is overrated. Real or fake?
Real. I've watched too many of his games, throwing off his back foot too many times, underthrowing, overthrowing, not accurate. If everything's pristine and perfect around him, I've seen him make plays. I've also seen his receivers do a lot of the heavy lifting for him. Catch, run after catch. I don't want. If I'm a team that's looking for a quarterback in the NFL next year, Drew Lock is not a guy I'm rushing to go get.
I don't like his lack of improbability, and he thinks he's Matthew Stafford. He thinks that, like Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers, that regardless of his body positioning, that he can make the throw. he's not that talented. He doesn't have arm talent like that. He has listened to the noise, and it's gone to the top of his head, and now he thinks he's better than he is. If he just had, like, good mechanics, John, he'd be a better quarterback. But I think he thinks he's better than he is, and he has that kind of Stafford and Aaron Rodgers lack of mechanics, but he doesn't have the arm talent of those guys.
Real or fake, Gus Malzahn is safe. Gus Malzahn is safe.
He is because of that contract, but he shouldn't be. There's my answer. He's safe. He ain't going anywhere. Sorry, Auburn fans.
It's real. He is safe. 7 years, $49 million. We saw that it was like a 70% buyout or some insane number like that. Gus Malzahn will be there 3 or 4 more years. Now, what becomes interesting to me, and Stidham, I believe, is a senior now. So you're going to go back in another year trying to find a quarterback. They've got a young kid that they've been playing some. They need to get back to finding a guy that's mobile, that fits into what Gus Malzahn wants to do. You want all the window dressing, but you need a quarterback that can improv quite a bit, use his legs and find the throws. Jarrett Stidham's a nice quarterback. He just doesn't fit square peg and round hole in that system.
Well, look, Auburn, get a quarterback from the state of Alabama, okay? Bear Bryant's son and the younger Tunga Vailoa are going to vie for the quarterback job when Tua goes to the NFL. Mm-hmm. Alabama is set at quarterback for like the next 3 or 4 years. They are set. And by the way, Bear Bryant's, I think I said son, I think I meant grandson, is a really good player. By the way, I heard being at Tuscaloosa for the game that Tua's little brother and Bear Bryant's grandson just played a high school game.
In Hawaii?
No, in Tua's younger brother's in Alabama.
Really?
Yeah. So they played a game against each other. Bear Bryant's grandson's kid they had a huge lead, and Tua's younger brother they were like down by 28 points. Mm-hmm. It's something nutty like that. But Tua's younger brother brought them back for that victory. So Auburn, you should be able to sell any hotshot quarterback in the state of Alabama. Come with us, man. We're going to make you a star. Don't go to Alabama. You'll never play. I have another coach one here as we play Real or Fake SEC edition. Will Muschamp is on a hot seat.
Fake.
You think it's fake?
I think it's fake.
Dude, the expectations coming into this year and you face plan,
but what were
to
the
me,
expectations?
he is on a little bit of to be a top 25 team. And I know you weren't buying it, but a lot of us were.
I think it's fake.
You got a quarterback returning. You got maybe a first-round pick of wide receiver in Deebo Samuel, who you rarely throw the ball to.
Think about what he took over when Steve Spurrier, that experiment went awry at the end of his career. Will Muschamp built a team to at least be respectable. They were in the dumps. He's not on the hot seat. Not yet. 2 years from now, maybe. You're still South Carolina. Hate to tell you, your lot in life right now is win 7-8 games and go to a halfway decent bowl game. That's their lot in life.
I mean, if they're okay with that, then that's so Georgia Tech of them. I would be wanting more.
I think they've had 2 double-digit win seasons in their life, ever.
Under Spurrier, right?
And that was it.
They were both under Spurrier,
in the history of their program.
Wow.
So they are who they are. They're a middle-of-the-road team.
John, if that's the case, then it's fake. But me putting championship aspirations and expectations on a team like South Carolina, albeit probably incorrect, if you put him on it, then is Will Muschamp on a hot seat? I mean, to me, he's not doing it. 6-7 year one, 9-4 last year, 5-4 this year.
Who do they have left this year? They're going to lose to Clemson, we know that. So they're going to finish 7-5 and go to a bowl game. It's about a game or two short. Their ceiling was 9-3. They weren't a top team.
I'd be turning up the heat on him
One last quick one. Ed Orgeron is Les Miles, real or fake?
Fake.
I think it's real. Same coach.
Well, he doesn't do all the gadget stuff that Les Miles did.
He goes for it on fourth a lot, though. And what I'm saying with that is, Ed Orgeron, you hired Les Miles. You hired a 9-10 win coach. That's it.
One last one. Kentucky has turned the corner.
Fake.
I agree.
Man.
You know why? Because Benny Snell ain't going to be there next year.
He's not.